And thanks for clicking on this video. Welcome to Brian's Funhouse. This is going to be the heavy metal vinyl tag. I was flipping through the old YouTubes and saw that somebody did a heavy metal vinyl tag. I already did the vinyl tag 2025. I already did the soundtrack vinyl tag, and I figured, hey, I don't have friends. It's cold inside. Why don't I do another video? So this is the heavy metal vinyl tag. For those of you new to this channel, I do lots of vinyl. I also do vintage toys, and I go to concerts, reviews, you know, your average stuff. For heavy metal, I'm going to be 70s and 80s, primarily 80s. So if you're looking for me to spawn upon you some new cool band release, nah, I'm an older guy, so it's a lot of these answers are going to be the old heavy metal stuff. That's just the way it is. So thank you to Metallurgy. English is not my strong suit. So the heavy metal tag, yeah, 2025. Let's go. Hype. Name a release you're eagerly anticipating for in 2025, which is it. We're in 2025, people. I'm going to go with, some people would say, well, it's not true heavy metal. They're, I don't know, alternative. But anyway, Coheed and Cambria, Father of Make-Believe. It's coming out March 14th. Coheed and Cambria, I've been into them since the early 00s. I used to write reviews for Punk Planet magazine, which is no longer. And their first album, like a promo of the CD, came to me, and I really liked it. It was not like punk, obviously, but I gave it a good review. You're welcome, Coheed and Cambria, for that good review, by the way. Question number 2. What is the 25th? This was a pretty cool one. Show the 25th item, your choice, in your collection. I do have a lot of CDs, some cassettes, but pretty much like this is a vinyl channel, so I just literally counted what was the 25th vinyl record I had, and I have a lot of AC/DC, so I knew it was going to be something from AC/DC, but it's their latest one, Power Up. So the 25th album in my collection is AC/DC Power Up. I'm actually going to go see AC/DC in May of this year. They're playing our football stadium. That should be interesting. Question number 3. Overdue. Name an older band that you checked out for the first time in 2024. Again, maybe a band that some people say, oh, that's not heavy metal, they're more alternative or industrial, but Killing Joke. Killing Joke, I've known forever. I had one of their cassette tapes around, I don't know, 90. And I just kind of let them go by the wayside. And then all of a sudden, I was on YouTube again, and a song played, and another song, and it just got into my algorithm, or whatever the hell they call it, and just was Killing Joke after Killing Joke after Killing. I'm like, I need to get some more Killing Joke. I need to get some. So I've bought like 3 vinyl records or 4 from Killing Joke, about 5 of their CDs, and couldn't be happier. So yeah, Killing Joke, which is an older band from the UK, I finally got into big time in 2024. You're never too old to get into new stuff. Feeding the Monkey. How do you purchase most of your music? Local stores. I'm in the Chicago area, so I have great stores. Oak Park Records. You go in the city proper. You have Reckless Records. I haven't been there in a long time, and I mean to go back. Laura's Planet of Sound. Forest Park, Illinois, near me. I have Old School Records. In the further burbs, I have Blue Village Records. There's just a ton. I am spoiled. I feel sorry for people who don't have any around, because there's like 100 around here. I just discovered a new one. Yeah, there's tons. So primarily first hands when I buy them. After that's going to be eBay. CDs primarily, some vinyl, and then Discogs would be my third, and then a far fourth would be like Walmart and Amazon. But yeah, primarily I'm hitting the stores, the independent stores. We have great stores around me. Enigma. Show a heavy metal album that musically isn't hard to place. Now, I picked this one. This came out in '89, and I was listening to local heavy metal station, VVX. The sticker's covered up. But anyway, and they were playing this new heavy metal band, Faith No More. And then when the alternative and the Seattle sound stuff started to come out, people say grunge. I hate that term with the passion, but whatever. The Seattle sound and all that stuff, they got thrown more into the alternative radio stations were playing them, even though they're from San Francisco. And to me, it was just always the first case of like, can the band just play good rock and roll? And then we got a pigeonhole like, oh, are they heavy metal? Not really. The singer's kind of weird. They must be alternative. Well, maybe they're just hard rock. It's just either good or you suck. But yeah, Faith No More, when they came out, I think people had a hard time trying to categorize them. I do like their first few albums. I have some of their later stuff, and I don't like it as much, but anywho. Question number 6. Eating Crow. Talk about an album you used to hate, but years and years you kind of like. Okay, when this came out, I was into kind of Faith No More, starting getting like Jane's Addiction and harder stuff, like thrash, and then industrial, and then I went indie and college rock and all that stuff. Anyway, so I was turning my back on the whole hair metal scene. I had it by like 88, early 89. I was through with hair metal. I've heard it all before. And my friend's younger sister, who I had a little crush on, she had this album in her room, and I remember telling her, "You suck because that record sucks, and your whole family sucks. Everything sucks." Now I like it. I even like it so much that I met 2 of the guys who played on it and had it signed, talking about Skid Row. Their first album, of course, Sebastian Bach is no longer with them. But yeah, I just recently, like 2 years ago, met them at like autograph show kind of thing. Rachel Bolin and Dave Sabo, whatever. 2 of the guys signed it, so yeah, I do like Slave to the Grind a lot too. So yeah, early Skid Row doesn't really. I'm not as upset with early Skid Row as I used to be. You get older, you just don't care. Impulse. Show a album that you bought on an impulse. Happens to me a lot. I remember the first one I bought was Halloween Keeper of the Seven Keys Part 1 because that cover looked so freaking cool. But recently I was up in Iceland. I like to travel whenever I can, whenever I can afford it. Went to Iceland for the second time, and this time I made sure to hit record stores a lot. And I picked up Sinner, Dangerous Charm. They're a band from Germany. This album is skipping. I need to clean it. I need to clean it a little bit. I believe they have a few albums. Let me know in the comments below if you're a big Sinner fan and you know more about Sinner than I do. But yeah, they came out on Noise International, and they're from West Germany, way back when Germany was split, kids. And I bought it simply because I'm like, okay, this is heavy metal. This is heavy metal from West Germany. And it just screams 80s. And yeah, I just need to get it. So if it's got a good cover and it's not for a horrible price and it's good heavy metal stuff, yeah, I will buy that all day. Twice on Sunday. Now I lost my place. Alright, number 8, Collector Scum. Show a title you own more than one pressing of on the same format. I could have showed you any of my Kiss solo albums, the Ace, Peter, Paul, and Gene. I have them on cassette. I have them on LP. I have them on CD. I'd love to get them all on 8-track if I could actually find that. But I don't know. I just didn't want to show that. This is my copy of Megadeth. Peace sells, but who is buying? And I got it primarily so I could show off this poster that I have signed by Dave and Dave there. And I also have this on like 2 forms of CD. I have the CD version, and then I have like the remastered CD version with extra stuff on it or whatever. So yeah, so I have a few versions of this. Again, primarily showed you that just so I could brag about having that cool poster signed. Ego. The ego was strong with this one. Show off a Grail, something you really wanted that you bought in 2024. I had the CD for a long time, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm actually ever going to really want to splurge to get the album, but I saw it at a good price. This is the German pressing of it. This is from 92. This is a 2017 pressing of it. It's red vinyl, I believe, from Germany. I'm talking about Wasp, The Crimson Tide. So this is the Grail that I got in 2024. Last year. So long ago. A plea to the VCLT gods. What's a Grail item that you're on a hunt for? You know, this was a hard one. I found a Grail today that I'm going to do a future video for at a record show. Of course, Grail is like, you know, something that I really want. You could be like, well, that sucks. And something you really want, to be like, I wouldn't give you $2 for it. That's how Grails work. Who knows? But they're usually commonly themed, expensive stuff. For me, I like local stuff. I love the history of Chicago rock and heavy metal. So there's a series, Chicago Metal Works. I have like volume 6, 7, 8 and stuff. I would love to get the one that came out in 86. Chicago Metal Works #1. It's a vinyl album. I'll show a picture of it. And they've sold from like 400, 600, I think one even 800. Yeah, so that would be great to get at a reasonable price. Boomerang album. Show an album that no matter how many times you throw it away, another copy returns. I couldn't really think of anything like this. I know I've had Living Colour, band Living Colour. Their second album, I believe, Stained or something, or Time's Up. I don't know. Those 2 CDs I've like resold. I'm like, I'm kind of done. I downloaded a few songs I like from them, and then I'll see them at a CD store for like $1. I'm like, oh, let me pick up this Living Color again. So yeah, it's like their second and third albums. Those keep, then I'm like, I need to purge CDs, and I'll sell them, and then they'll come back, and yeah. So that's that for that one. Reunion. Name an artist that you lost track of over time, but connected with in 2024. I guess I couldn't really think of, because I don't lose track of artists that I kind of like. So perhaps I'll go with the same answer before. Killing Joke. 13 was like an upstart question. I forget the exact question. I threw the screen out that I had it on. But an upstart, like a newer band. Band Brutus. Brutus have their album Hold Please. This is their second, I believe, from 2019, if I'm not mistaken. And this is Brutus. Three-piece trio band with a female singer and drummer. I've talked about them before on this channel. Saw them last year at Riot Fest, and they were great. Number 14. Show a band or release that you bought as a direct result of watching someone's YouTube channel in 2024. I watch a lot of YouTube music channels just because it's kind of cool, and not a lot of cool stuff on TV that I like. This guy, Brandon Snyder, he does a lot of CDs, so he doesn't really expose me too much to bands I've never heard of, but I've seen a lot of CDs that groups like Faster Pussycat and groups like that kind of bands that I forgot about and didn't really care about, and then I'm like, oh wait, no, they still put out CDs. So I've tried to acquire like groups that heyday were in the mid to late 80s when they went on and they weren't as popular anymore, like 10 years after that or so. I try to get their CDs from that. So, but I'm trying to think of any specific band that I bought because of I really can't think of any band I never heard of, but for like the band TNT and the band Testament, heavy metal bands, those are ones that I've like, oh yeah, he's talking about them, I should head out and seek that. So number 15, don't judge a book by its cover. Show a great album with bad cover art. I have to go with this one from Iron Maiden. Just because Iron Maiden is so cool and they have such great artwork all the time, but this, it's like if you asked your computer, come up with the most cheesiest heavy metal cover I can ever come up with. Look at that. It is early kind of computer generation people. The evil dude in the middle kind of looks cool if it was just him, but all the other stuff, that looks like, yeah. I remember taking early computer classes around like 85. Where you would just like type in code and something, and I didn't stay in it. That was stupid. Career computer would have been a great career. Lots of money in that early on. But it looks like somebody I would have came up with that early, like mid-late 80s computers, like with the floppy, put it in there and program like, I want artwork. Boom, here you go. There's artwork. So that's it's a pretty good album. I mean, all Iron Maiden is good, right? Number 16, show cover art favorite artist. I didn't know if it meant artist, the guy who actually drew it, because I don't keep track of people's names. I love the guy who designed records for Rush. Love Iron Maiden has great design, but to me, like I said, this is a record cover that just caught my eye, and I loved it. And I don't know who drew it. It says cover art by front cover concept by Kay Hansen and Lim. I'm assuming Lim was probably the artist guy that drew it or something, but yeah, Halloween Keeper 7 Keys Part 1. That is cool looking. The red cloak, that's good stuff. Name an album you would like to see reissued on vinyl or CD. I think I like Wasp, or some Wasp stuff, and all their like late 90s, early 00s era. Easy to find on CD. You got paid a little more than average, usually for your average CD price. But I'd like to get all those albums on, like, what is that? Unholy, Neon God 1 and 2. I'd like to get all that era of Wasp on vinyl. That would be pretty cool. Number 18, we're almost done. Name an album from a genre that you typically do not listen to very much. I have a lot of Rufus Wainwright vinyl somewhere down there, and they're worth pretty good cash because he didn't really print a lot of vinyl, I guess. So yeah, he's more of a pop piano kind of guy, and I'm more of a hard rock, punk rock, heavy metal kind of guy. So I guess Rufus Wainwright would be a performer that people would be like, I don't really know that you listen to that. What band do you hope to see live in 2025? Again, I'm going to see AC/DC. Not heavy metal, but Oasis is coming around to play a football stadium. And again, not heavy metal, but My Chemical Romance, who's charging way too much for tickets. Idiots. They're coming around, so I might go see them if I can get a cheap ticket. But yeah, for heavy metal, I'm hoping to see AC/DC, and it probably will be it. Iron Maiden also said that they're going to do a fun, interesting tour in 25, playing like some quote-unquote obscure tracks and stuff. So I wouldn't mind seeing that. You got to see the older guys because you never know how much time you have left. They have left. We have left. We all have left. Nobody knows. In closing, tell your viewers about 2 YouTube channels. Zep Pearl is one word, Zep Pearl. He does great things where he's will show you like concerts he went to like in the 80s and stuff. He'll show you the ticket stub, the album, and he talks about it. Groups like Triumph and Scorpions. I love the Zep Pearl channel. And also this channel that put this out, the whole heavy metal tag, the channel that put this out. I'm looking forward to seeing their videos. There's another guy called the Glam Rocker Guru or Hair Metal Guru. There's a Hard Rock Heavy Metal Connection, I believe is his channel name. I'll put the channels up here. He's from Australia. I like his channel. So yeah, there's tons of stuff on YouTube. Speaking about YouTube, thanks for watching this. Have a great day.